Support your locals, starting with Space Smoke Shop, located on 125 East Pennington Street, Tucson, Arizona. Space Smoke Shop. Local glass, cheap tobacco, any drink you can think of. We're also a hookah lounge and a venue. Like us on Facebook to keep up with shows, deals, and new products.
And Punk Rock Tuesday. Every second and fourth Tuesday. It's Punk Rock Tuesday. Woo!
Be sure to tell them you heard about it on the GMR Podcast. See you soon.
GMR. 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 GMR.
There.
Aha.
Well, that does suck.
Took me 2.5
Use
hours.
your microphone.
Took me 2.5 hours
That's right.
2.5 hours.
to walk from Lyle Center to my mom's. Because the stupid sunshine will not let me get on the bus.
That'll
Yeah. I was on the bus the other day. Go ahead. What say what you got to say?
Well, the microphones have been acting a little weird. I don't think there's a noise happening. So.
Are we doing a test run and then we start over? How can we tell if they're not acting correctly?
Well, I'll just keep these headphones on for
Testing.
GMR.
Okay. So I was on the bus the other day, and I was going from Mark's. I was going from Mark's, trying to going downtown or back to my house, and the bus driver, these people got on, and chick has no money. She's like looking for money, and the bus driver's
GMR.
like gets out of his seat, and he's like, "Well, we have pamphlets, right?" There's like two of them. I guess one of them had money or the right transfer. And now we're waiting he's like waiting for this person to find the fucking money. And it's like, and then he says, if you had 25 cents, I'll let you ride. If you just had, you don't have 25 cents? That's what he said. Maybe, obviously they didn't have 25 cents, but fucking, if you don't have 25 cents, obviously you're scum in this world, right?
Yes, there
You
is.
don't have 25 cents. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Sun go.
Sun go. But there are lots of bus drivers that would just be like, it's 25 cents. And nobody was, and then I'm just like, fuck, I have 25 cents. I need to catch a transfer, right? Here's 25 cents. Let's fucking go. And then this bus driver's not the normal bus driver I see. It's some other dude. But he's running early because the other bus driver is usually late, and I can't make that transfer anyway. But I'm sitting there, and I'm like, holy shit, the guy's already here. Right? Now I got to get my shit together, get the fuck on the bus.
Ridiculous.
And I barely caught the fucking transfer. And then last night I was over at Mark's, and the same guy was riding the bus, and it took everything that first aid for me not to be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And start cussing and shit. Because we're riding a fucking bus, there's a schedule. Either let this person on the bus or tell them to get the fuck off the bus,
And
right?
ain't that the worst when they're waiting and waiting?
Yeah, because, every minute you're sitting there on that bus waiting for them to get their shit together.
And
That's when that other bus is zipping down the road
And you miss
you're
it.
trying to fucking catch it because that's going to get you home an hour earlier than it will otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Or, worst case scenario, you have to fucking walk from Laos Center all the way to Congress.
Dude, I had never cussed out a Suntrans bus driver, but I had cussed that motherfucker out. He said, if you don't leave Lyle, I'm calling security. I said, fuck you, motherfucker. I felt like Robert Gonzalez.
Because there's no need for that, because you have a Sun-Go card.
Yeah, I do. And I said, it's expired. They're like,
But nobody on the bus was all going to step up and give you 50 cents either, were they?
no.
Because
He could let me on the bus.
he could have, because it's no big deal to
Yeah.
him. He could just push a button and be like, dink, 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 okay.
So that was October 1st. Lame.
GMR.
Welcome to October.
Welcome to the bus stories.
Welcome to the return of the bus stories. Here on the GMR Podcast, I'm Marty Catola.
I'm Gene Mott.
And I'm Ray Daniel.
Back again. Joining us just in time for show 40.
40. And how funny I'll be 40 on Thanksgiving.
That's right. Next week, we'll be bringing you 2 podcasts, okay?
Why
so
is
when
that?
the one posts on, well, because we want to have 52 by the end of the year, so we have to do one extra one to make the numbers come out right.
Fudging the numbers.
So when that podcast posts, number 41, next Friday night in the middle of the night, be sure to download it. Don't forget about it. Because last time we posted 2 podcasts in a row, people just downloaded the new one and forgot about the one before. So don't forget about that one. We'll be discussing our most popular topics of all time in an attempt to get the ratings up.
Oh,
on
well,
that
James
episode.
Woolhite said recently the last 10 has been hysterical.
Oh, really? He's been listening.
Yeah,
And
because he
Always
had...
good to get feedback.
Well,
Yeah, he
that's
texted me.
awesome.
He texted me a couple of topics, and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "GMR." And I'm
Hey,
like,
James, glad you're listening. man.
he is
Do I know
listening to it,
James?
though.
He's from Max Waxy.
Oh, I've met James.
Yeah. But he's been listening to us.
Awesome.
Wow.
You know,
Power of the podcast.
I wish more people would listen to us on Buzzsprout.
I thought you were going to say on the bus.
No. My favorite thing to listen to on the bus is Another One Rides the Bus by Weird Al Yankovic. That's just awesome. That just makes the bus ride just go like that.
Mhm.
And just repeat. You know, it's like 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
And on the subject, real quick, they're thinking about taking the Ronstadt Center and putting it out on Broadway and Euclid.
I read
Didn't
something
they just
like
build
that,
that
dude.
thing?
They just
91.
They just
That
finished
was yesterday, wasn't it?
Actually, they just finished
Just put it back downtown again.
what do you say? What do they call it? They just refurbished the place.
They're redeveloping downtown.
Refurbished.
No, they just upgraded the Ronstadt Center.
Uh-huh.
And they put a whole bunch of work into it.
Mm-hmm.
They just finished that last year or this winter.
And they want to move it
last
down to
winter.
Broadway and Euclid
Just
That's
put a trolley right
ridiculous, dude.
through the whole thing.
because they want to put a U of A dorm there.
No, we need more of those U of A kids downtown, and they're pretty cute.
If it was my SimCity game, I would build the trolley everywhere. The entire
Yeah.
it would run in front of everybody's house.
Dude, the trolley
That's
is
gonna-
going to be running from
Don't
the
care
west.
how much money it costs.
Dude, it's going to be running from the west side, not stopping at any hospital, no supermarket, no clinic.
Matter of fact, it never stops ever. It just keeps going.
Well, it's like San Francisco, right? You just run and grab
Jump
on
on.
the.
The sidewalk that they built is not accessible, so they're going to redo everything, and downtown is going to be in shambles again in 1 month.
Good. I love downtown in shambles.
Oh, I do too. It's great.
It feels like a little country town.
It's
you
great.
know?
It's
You just
great.
walk
People
around,
flipping each
no
other
traffic,
off, and
no fucking traffic.
and the
Just do whatever
horn
you
honking,
want,
and
cross wherever you want, do what you need to.
And Gene, ain't it the truth, Gene? There's always somebody in the back of the bus when somebody gets on and trying to find the change. You always find somebody in the back. Hurry the fuck up!
I don't know. I often think that. I say that under my breath. I'm cussing under my breath, and not and loud enough that I sometimes think that person, like the old woman
What?
next to me, is hearing me, and I feel bad about it. But what the fuck? We're all on the bus. We have rules. Have your change ready, right? Have your change ready. No eating, drinking, or smoking,
No eating cereal.
eating, or drinking.
Oh,
Anyway,
please.
it's something, dude. And nobody
bowl
gives a
with
fuck.
milk.
We're trying to have a civilization here, people, a society, and you're all fucking it up. I mean, it's total shit. Obviously, we don't even have a government. We have nothing that you can count on.
So we'll be doing live podcast number 42 from that chaotic shambles live from
Woo!
downtown next Saturday, where you can call in because I
Has
know
it
you
been
people
a month
love to
since the
call
last
in.
one already?
Well, you missed the last
Yeah,
one.
I think you missed the last one with Flem.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
Flem. Have you met Flem?
No, I don't even know who that is.
Wow.
Now, I bet you do know who that is. I bet you have met Flem.
Maybe he's a Ronstadt person too.
He
No,
said
it's-
he was around in the days of the man named Tits.
Ooh,
He
maybe
was
we do.
one of the
Maybe
phone
I do know
callers.
him.
And he's been in bands. He's in like 5 bands right now, and he probably always has been.
That was a stupid show reference. In
Ah,
case you
Stupid
didn't
show.
know what we were talking about. And what was the stupid show? It was a public access show from 10 years ago. Any more would be divulging into an entirely separate podcast.
God, 10 years ago.
Just
Wow.
a slight update. My cold is over.
Oh, yes, the cold. No more sickness.
I'm not sick anymore.
Gene was sick for 2 podcasts in a row.
Oh, it was
and
horrible,
somehow
horrible.
I managed to not get the illness.
I didn't give it
Wow.
to Mark either.
But don't you take airborne?
No, but I did have my flu shot earlier in the year.
That's why you didn't get.
Oh, that's the hygiene card.
Remember mine,
yeah.
Ray Gun?
Mm-hmm.
It was a picture of Reagan.
Oh, yeah, Ronald
Reagan.
Reagan.
Oh,
Ray
Reagan.
Gun. I know it's Reagan.
You know, it's sad that days like this that we wish we had a Ronald Reagan Republican, because at least those guys were
Well, you can dress up as him as
Tried.
Ronald Reagan
See,
cosplay
no, I'm
in
just
3
saying-
weeks
I'm
at
just
Tucson
saying,
Comic Con.
I hate to say it because most of punk rock was formed out of the hatred
Of
for
Ron-
Ronald Reagan.
Reaganomics.
But if you look back, at least he wasn't a total dick and he didn't want to shut down the country and ruin everybody's fucking lives over, at least he just wanted to fucking, make his buddies rich. He wasn't necessarily what was I watching?
The new show?
I was watching The Soup.
The Soup. What is that on Comedy Central? or
on,
something?
It used to be called Talk Soup. Right?
It was, yeah, probably.
And before that, Alphabet
On
Soup.
E. It's on E.
And before that, Duck Soup.
Ducks. And then before that, what? The Books of Soup? What were they? Soup and Me.
Super Fudge.
Soup.
It's good soup.
Soup and Me. That was
Soup and Me. Remember?
is that
Soup
about
is-
a dog?
Soup is good food.
No, it was about the best friend named
GMR.
Soup. Remember? And it was,
Yeah, use that clip. What were we? GMR.
and it was like
Yeah, let's get a good GMR. For
GMR.
everybody.
Do a good GMR.
GMR.
No, better than that, Ray. Really work it.
GMR.
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 Do
GMR.
it like Darth Vader.
GMR.
Do your Darth Vader GMR.
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 See,
That's pretty
that's
good, Gene.
endless remixes right there waiting to
That's
have.
pretty good, Gene.
GMR. RMG.
That should be our special Halloween theme song podcast. So yeah, that Tucson Comic Con coming
Woo!
right around the corner.
You know what?
That's
I'm going to go.
November 2nd.
We'll be podcasting directly from that with the reason I like that little device for recording. It sounds like the boombox I used when I was 11.
Sounds super
My little Sony.
It's as if we're using a shitty little tape recorder to go around. So I like the
the
I
rawness
like the
of it.
rawness of it. Yeah.
Because it really does pick up the ambient sounds. So we totally pick up all the chit chat and Comic Con Road. There'd be a lot of
So that little thing, the GMR Cultcast, you heard some of last week, and you did listen to last week's show, right, listeners? Of course you did.
put some of that on there.
You got to hear a little of that
You mixed
quality.
that in there.
So,
Yeah.
so we
Wow.
only got, what, 3.5 weeks for Comic Con here in November?
Well, it's the same day as Night of the Living Fest, which we're still debating about going to, November 2nd. And it is now October 11th.
So we're looking at around 3.5 weeks, give or take. 3 weeks.
3
21.
weeks, yeah.
Wow.
It's fun. It's Comic Con Tucson.
Well, and
Support it.
Wilhite said that he was going to go, so we'll meet up with them.
Woo.
We'll see you there, Will Hyde.
Uh-huh, we'll see you there. And we'll see Paul.
Wow, Paul. Haven't
GMR.
seen him in a while, man.
GMR.
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 This is
GMR.
GMR.
Oh, you're playing some stuff for Ray.
GMR. GMR.
Is Ray the only
GMR.
person hearing that,
Well,
or
if
is
you were
everybody
listening-
hearing that?
No, it was just for Ray's benefit.
Oh, nice.
If you listen very carefully, they're really saying Gene Mott. But you got to listen very carefully.
Not GMR. GMR. GMR.
Is that what you guys think this is, like a big, huge ego trip for me? You think
No,
this is why I created
this is the GMR
GMR.
podcast, and I really enjoy it. It gives us something to focus on every week, a reason to do the programming again. And like you said, it sounds better than the shows we do in the studio sometimes, the Access Studio.
Why is
The
that?
mix comes off cleaner.
Well,
I
you
think.
know, it allows me editing with audio every
I
week,
think
so
you
I'm
have-
getting sharper.
yeah,
I
you
would
have
hope.
more control. You have.
Yeah, we're on different tracks. and
We're using GarageBand.
Usually,
Well-
what I do is Gene's in the center, and then me and you are on left or right channel. Not completely, but slightly enough to give a nice separation. So if we all talk at the same time, if you rewind it, you can focus on everybody and actually hear what we're saying.
Because my voice is a baritone.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
I used to watch Big Brother like that. The Big Brother After Dark, because it's all just,
Oh,
there'll be like 4 people having a conversation
and you
on
can
the
listen.
patio, and then I'll listen to it like 3 or 4 times, and I
Just
can
focus on each person.
pick out that one section of the conversation, just like you do when you're on the bus,
Real quick, guys, I feel bad for the Fridays I'm not here, and yet it's still called GMR.
Well, it's always the GMR podcast.
Yeah,
You've
I
done
know
more
that.
podcasts than Call Me Crazy shows in the last like 3 years.
What- what-
You've done more GMR podcasts in the last 10 months than episodes of Call Me Crazy in the last 3 years.
Wow.
So it's actually
Wow.
helped you do more programming, even though you're not here every week.
How is that
so
possible?
it's GMR.
Now, Ray has been a more frequent panel member. Are we going to call this a panel
Well,
or a cast? What are
it's GMR. We're the
we? Ray
three.
has been here more than any,
I would
besides
think
me
so.
and you, obviously.
Well, who else? Brady and Steve-O.
Yeah. Nobody else.
I mean, we've had some guest stars. But
Well, Wallhite said, I heard the podcast. It's the one that you weren't on there.
Oh,
the one.
that one. That one. I don't even remember these podcasts. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? What are we, over like 24 hours if you just sat there and listened to them straight?
At this point, it probably would take about 25 hours to listen to all 40 podcasts straight.
I have yet to listen to any of them except the first 4.
Yeah, so you got a whole...
What?
You
whole
can catch
year.
up on all those
What?
weeks and come back the next week and be like,
What?
what about this topic? And now I'm going to put my 2 cents in. And we'll be like, that was from week 16.
What the hell are you talking about, Ray?
Dude, I need to get me one of those little MP3, dude.
How
GMR Marathon.
how many
Geomarathon.
gigs? How many bytes
Geomarathon.
is he gonna need? How many gigs is he gonna need to listen to every one of those episodes?
The beauty is you could fit them all on one blank CD.
Wow.
It's about 800 megabytes because the podcast files are pretty small.
Marty,
Burn that shit.
Try to
for
burn
me.
that shit.
try to
Burn that
burn me
shit.
one. My dad wants to listen to a podcast.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
He don't
gosh.
care. He don't care.
He doesn't
But
care.
we do put these out to the world for everyone.
He don't care, but he wants to.
We put that explicit lyrics thing on there.
He wants to hear. I said we talk about everything.
Well,
Well, we know-
compared to a lot of our old access shows that we've been quite calm on
This
the
is a
GMR
lot
podcast.
tamer. Yeah, it's a lot tamer.
He don't.
We've learned how to use our words.
And we're more to the point.
Yeah, I prefer the radio over the television in a way. 'Cause,
I could see us doing a 4-hour broadcast.
oh, yeah.
You know, if we had the
Once Bill gets his radio station
yeah.
up and going.
and then we have the table, and
We
we have a
could-
refrigerator with
I
bottled
like-
water.
I like
and
to think if we actually did something like that, if we had like a what do you call that, a zoo crew,
the morning zoo crew.
that we could keep it where we don't use the F word or cuss. You know what I mean?
And I'd be
I
like,
could do that. I've been no, I don't
we'll
know. that
bring
I
on
could do
Will
that.
Height for sound effects.
We'll have
You
to
know,
do a
pushing
seven.
the
We'll have to do a
button.
7-second delay because I'll screw up. You know me.
and
I'm
now I'd
gonna
be
say
like,
something.
Well, FCC,
They're
government shut down, so
we can say
we
anything.
can say anything
What
we
did
want.
Howard say? If I were on terrestrial
Oh,
radio,
he said I
would say
cunt.
cunt, and I would say fuck, and
And
I'd be the biggest thing.
no one cares. I mean, no one cares.
That's a Ray Daniels song.
No one cares.
So let's
Ah,
what's up with you merging with JJ?
I was just about to say that.
I'm curious.
JJ's going to get set up with iTunes so he can get various bands onto iTunes, their music. And I
Or-
said, hey, I think Room and Max Waxy might be interested in getting their catalog involved. So JJ sent me the information, and I said, I got to run it past you and Chris and James and everybody else involved. And I figured, yeah, you might want to do that because I know you've been wanting to do that for a couple of years already. So,
Tell him yes.
all right.
So Marty,
JJ, if you're listening,
Dude-
no, I'll tell you before
dude,
that.
you don't even have to run anything past me or Chris, dude.
Well, it's
You're-
your guys.
That's
yeah,
what,
thing.
that's
You-
what
Dude,
I assumed myself.
Dude, you're George Martin.
I
You're
assumed
it's your material too, dude.
I assumed you guys would just the idea. It'd be awesome to have people be able to go. Oh, I'd like to hear some Room
From
That's
1995.
That's not
We
you know
put
some
everything,
crazy ass
you know.
video. but a nice, your recordings.
We'll have to go through the archive again, like we were, and finding the stuff that's
So
good.
Marty,
for
that means we
release.
could put some in my acoustic.
Oh yeah, everything.
And so our power grows.
Oh.
Wrote a new song. Let's record it. I mean, we do have multiple mics in our studio
That's
here.
going to help establish.
There you go.
He needs more. The more people.
Yeah, I would think
Yeah,
the better.
Because, dude, iTunes is huge.
It's a record. He's forming his own record label.
You don't have to
So
worry about burning.
That's what you would be on. I forget the name of it. How could
Well,
I forget the
iTunes is
name
not
of it?
strictly music anymore. It's football games.
Well, it's us. We're over.
Videos. It's everything. It's everything.
It's podcast.
It's huge.
Yeah,
Yes, dude,
I'm huge.
we pay a certain amount of money to be on iTunes every month.
That's right.
Dude,
through Buzzsprout. Support Buzzsprout. Go to Buzzsprout and then
They've been good to us.
send them a
couldn't we
letter
put
and
some
tell
of the
them,
Ray Daniels songs on
Just send him a
Kickstarter?
thank you letter.
On Kickstarter and say, hey, this guy's very talented,
shit.
but he has no funds.
Well,
I've been thinking of-
anything's possible.
I've been thinking about getting a Kickstarter, guys.
Dude, Garden State 2 is being made.
I would love to go to a subspace and be like, I know the tapes are buried, but we're going on iTunes. What's it going to take
If
to
we
dig
had Kickstarter
We'll have
money.
to talk to Chris about that.
Because we can release what we have, but if you could get the master tapes, it's going to sound, 50 times better.
Should I bring the room tape that my dad has?
Sure.
The
and
monkey?
Another one to the archive.
Digitalize everything you have.
I mean, it's
You
we
should-
already have.
Oh.
But
No, but what I'm saying,
you
he
can go
said
to the
he's only
place where
played
they
it.
record it, and it's never been played that much.
And he said play once or twice.
That's what we need to get a nice clean.
Uh-huh.
But still, from the original DAT, you can't beat.
That'd be great.
And I know the guy at Subspace said, well, all those old tapes are buried in my archive. And it's like, well, what's it going to take to go through the archive? Because if we're going to go on iTunes, we really want to provide. Or you could always say remastered and release it twice when he does dig it out.
What didn't we do our own
Possibilities
version of
endless.
remaster?
We do. We do have one that's ready to go.
I mean,
We were doing a heavy room archiving. Room is Ray's band from the 90s.
90.
And we have, 60, 70 hours of material.
that much.
And we were thumbing through it to find the best stuff for releasing. And that's back when we were going to do make CDs and stuff. But now we can it's all about the digital download. So,
Files.
yeah.
You know what it's really all about?
Analog.
Wow,
Yeah.
I would
The
love.
fact that RC Cola has almost as much caffeine as a Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, run that Max Waxy with James. He'll love to be on iTunes.
It's a
too.
way to finally get that stuff out there into the world.
JJ's on
Songs that aren't
Facebook.
even monkey you can put out. Anything that you deem releasable, you could put
you
out.
have the internet or you're else right.
I think he's already got Urinal Cakes of America up there. I'll tweet out the link for y'all.
Nice.
Some of JJ's music there coming out.
So JJ wants to be a mogul.
Well, he's just
He would. He
it's
would like to make some money someday. Yeah.
For me, not making the money. I want the exposure,
he's figuring out a way to get everybody out there. That's a good
and that's the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way to do it. Pretty smart, JJ.
And I plan on riding his coattails as far as I can, brother.
And I plan on remixing that theme song he gave us a billion times. 'Cause there's endless possibilities with that.
Well, you know what? I'm brainstorming now.
Until we do the acapella version. G-Mark. G-Mark. G-Mark.
Tonight, I'm gonna make a list of all the songs.
Bong, 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 bong.
I'm gonna make a list of all the songs.
Oh, all right.
It's gonna happen.
Well, we'll start doing the
Calling
archive
them
thing
out.
again and figuring out what the best.
Best.
Because Room had one album that came out officially, had 10 songs. The band probably had 50 songs.
Unreleased.
And a lot of those songs never came out, so they can actually come out now. And then Robert will be sending the cease and desist letter soon.
Yeah, Robert. We're
No,
good.
what we'll do is send Robert a bunch of business cards, and then
Robert, you are
want to
not-
give somebody Monkey, give them a card and say go to iTunes and buy it.
Robert, you are not.
Then Robert can actually.
You are not Room, Robert. You are
We can
a
send
Room
Robert
tribute
a
band.
box.
Yeah, they're called
$1,000.
More. MO.
Oh, they
We
really are
send him a
Room
box
tribute
of
band?
cards.
Yeah, we'll send him the cards and
And
say,
say, dude,
"Get
don't
this
worry about the
out.
CDs.
Don't worry about CDs.
Just,
Digital distribution.
phew,
Room on iTunes.
wow.
It'll be like Robert, acidic exposure on iTunes.
Dude,
Right? Robert would go through JJ's record label. I'm sure he'd love to get that. He's got his EP out.
Dude, iTunes is everywhere. Everybody will listen to that.
Well, everyone will have access to that.
That's true.
Doesn't even matter if the music's 20 years old.
99 cents a song, right?
And there's a little bit of
And,
cash.
and
You actually start getting checks for.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
I wouldn't mind getting a dollar royalty check every other day.
I know his dad used to get royalty checks for songs he wrote, and he'd get checks like 17 cents, 23 cents and shit for shit he'd written years and years ago because you didn't sign the good contract or whatever,
Well,
typical
Chris's uncle, Willie, right, Marty? He used to be in the Stone Ponies. That was the Linda Ronstadt band. He still gets royalty checks. And they played in the 60s.
No, maybe it was JJ used to get royalty checks for that McDonald's commercial he was in. Remember that? You seen that, right?
I don't know.
You've never seen JJ's McDonald's commercial?
Doesn't ring a bell.
No, it doesn't. Is it on YouTube?
I don't know.
JJ, tweet it to us at GMR Podcast.
GMR.
I don't even know that JJ listens to our podcast because of all the big. I don't even know if I haven't had a chance to ask
He
him.
should.
He's done and passed
I
all
haven't-
the summer activities
No,
of
what I'm saying
2013.
is I don't know if he's even watched the last episode of Big Brother to its completion. I haven't had a chance to talk to him about it.
Don't ask me. I don't know.
Don't look at me.
Well, I know one Big Brother. I know who came in second, and I know who got America's most valuable or most favorite player or whatever.
And real quick on the Big Brother. So, are we going to go to the America Got Talent when they do the auditions next year?
I think we should make a valiant attempt. If nothing else, we can pass out a bunch of business cards.
But-
GMR Podcast, buy my music on iTunes.
But could you guys imagine? I'm
We
going into
passed
the
out
door and I'm running out the door.
1,000.
I made it! And
Let's
you guys
go
all
to
hug
New
me.
York.
Woo! That'd
We're going to be
awesome, dude.
podcasting live from the audience.
Now, do you say America's Got Talent or The Voice?
Yeah. And,
AGT.
yeah. Imagine me, Howie. How weird. He'd be like,
I like. Speaking of Howard Stern, I like the idea.
I'd be like, how weird.
where he was talking about he's going to be like 80, 90 years old, still doing the radio show and
Not
sound like
knowing
his
when to
dad.
quit. GMR.
He can
Shima.
get somebody to talk about whacking it and jacking it, and then ask the most interesting questions like, "Oh, how did you know?"
Yeah, I
Fucking
remember back
great.
in the 94, 95 when Howard Stern was all that talk, people would be like, oh, extreme shock jockey is no good. And now
That's
it's
when
all,
he was just barely coming out on the E channel. And stuff
now
then,
it's
yeah.
it's all plain and
Oh yeah,
it's
'cause
it's no
He's
eye
still-
opener.
we live in the
He's
world
still
of
a shock
Jackass.
jock.
yeah,
I
no
mean,
eye opener.
Can you imagine being on a show and like you want to be taken seriously, and then they play the most disgusting fucking clip, whatever,
he would
right
think
before
we were
you?
completely insane.
Who, him?
Yeah,
He wouldn't. He'd have no time for this.
he'd be like, "What?" Be asking questions about everything that happened over the last like 7 months in the show, and where's Richard Christie, and just bugging everybody and just freaking out. And
I bet we could get one of those Howard Stern. We should start bombing Richard Christie. He's got time to listen to our fucking podcast, right?
call a whack packer.
We get the whack packers into it. They ain't got time for that. They're already listening to fucking Howard and XM radio.
You don't think Jeff the Drunk's got time to answer our
No.
phone call?
No, he's an
just too
actor.
busy.
He's
He's an
an
actor
actor.
now.
What, are we going to get his phone number? Is that what you're saying? We're going to start doing whack pack phone calls?
GMR.
And that reminds me, I want to email Danny Trejo.
Next week on GMR, 2 podcasts.
Woo!
And if you don't download each one of them, we're going to know. And we'll be
And
sad.
if you want to,
You
if you're
suck.
really a super fan, you'll watch us live on accesstucson.org.
Yeah. 6 o'clock, Saturday, the 19th of October, 2013.
That's the live show.
And if you're really a super fan, you'll go back and listen to those few episodes you didn't listen to. And you know who you are.
Go to
Well, height.
Buzzsprout.com GMR Podcast. That's the best way to support this
Well,
podcast.
you know-
That's right.
Plus, you can go to Space Smoke Shop because they support us and they love the GMR Podcast. And Space Smoke Shop on 125 East Pennington. All the drinks you can imagine. Lots of snacks. Anything you can imagine. It's not just a smoke shop. It's
They
a
got
gift.
pumpkin beer.
Oh, no, they don't sell alcohol there. But they do sell Tweaker, which is energy drinks. They have everything you can imagine. Snacks, gifts. It's practically a gift shop. I mean, if you're not into the smoke, they got whatever you need.
Well, have you guys seen the new Bob Marley raspberry tea?
Did he drink coffee and tea?
I don't know.
He's selling it now. GMR.
Yeah, and it's called Mellow Mood
Marty's
tea.
trying to wrap up this podcast, I think, Ray. Jimmer.
Jimmer.
Well, Jimmer.
Hey, Dad, you'll be able to hear the podcast pretty soon.
We're going to burn you. What's your dad's name, Ray?
Ray.
He's named Ray, too? Are you Ray?
There's 11 Rays
Ray
in my
2.
dad.
No, Rob 2.
There's 11 Rays in my family.
So,
This
are
is
you...
a whole other podcast.
Are you like Ray the 50th or 15th or 12th or what?
No, I'm junior, but there's 11 of us in my dad's family.
Ramones, you mean?
Ramon, 11 Ramones.
Got a fucking Ramon sitting right here. Jimar.
Ramen.
Is that how you say it, ramen?
Ramon. No, Chris used to call it ramen.
Noodles.
Noodle. Ramen noodle. Ramon noodles.
Noodles, let's go.
Ramon noodles. That's a good band name. Ramon noodles.
I can't get anything out of this guy, Sarge.
Ramen.
Woo!
G-Mark. 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 G-Mark.